My name is Elena, and I am the owner and creator of my self-love coaching business, Velocia Coaching. I'm a certified health, life, and transformation coach. From my expertise knowledge in transformation wellness, and from my own difficult experiences as an insecure girl in high school, I've developed life-changing life coaching programs to help women find true self-love and acceptance through authentic, personalized, and holistic guided coaching practices. On this channel, I share my knowledge and expertise insights to guide you to elevating your relationship with yourself. This week, I'm going to be talking about work. This is mainly for my post-grad babes who graduated from college and are trying to portray an image that is associated with their career that doesn't really feel authentic to them. This is also for the babes who are struggling to decide whether it's time to make a change in their career in order to honor their relationship with themselves. I know what it's like. I've been there before too. When I graduated college, I was so eager to get to work. I had always imagined myself working in New York City, wearing dresses and heels, walking the streets of the city feeling fabulous and really great for securing a high-paying job and utilizing my skills to contribute to the world. But that was not my experience. Once I settled into my role, I realized I hated wearing office clothes. I preferred more of a casual look of jeans and a nice blouse. I felt constrained and stiff. I fought my conflicting feelings because I felt this enormous pressure to look the part that I was hired for. I thought this is how people who work in a city dress. This is how my boss dresses. If you want to be taken seriously and be respected, you need to follow suit. And looking back, I noticed that it wasn't just the clothes either that I felt I needed to portray. It was my entire demeanor that was out of alignment. I was always trying to people please my superiors, other teammates, and clients. I would shapeshift based on who I was with because I appeased the people that I work. I felt validated. I felt that I was an avid teammate and an important member of the team. And when I didn't people please, I felt like I was given the short end of the stick. Like people would give me the shitty tasks at work that no one wanted. They would leave me out of conversations and avoid leaving space for my input. These interactions intensified my self-doubt and made me question my talents and my passion for design. A third of our lives are spent working. For most people, that's 5 times a week and usually anywhere from 40 plus hours. And if you commute like I did to the city, that's an extra 10 hours included for travel. Not to mention overtime, which you may or may not get paid for. For me, it wasn't paid and it was expected. Unpaid overtime was something my company expected nearly every day. They liked seeing that people were willing to go the extra mile and never leave their desks. This expectation affected my mental and physical health drastically. I missed out on countless kickboxing classes and dinners with my husband. I suffered from horrible anxiety, crying at work in a closed room, and waking up from a dead sleep, hyperventilating how badly I didn't want to go to work the next day. My body knew that it felt awful. It knew that it wasn't the job or the environment for me, but I pushed myself as long as I could because what were my options, I thought? I went to college for interior design and had a degree in that. How could I start all over with the debt that I had? So for 3.5 years, I suffered and portrayed the person I thought I had to be. People-pleasing, feeling inadequate if I didn't measure up, and choking on my anxiety. At this point, my self-love gears started to turn. I started to ask myself, why was I accepting this as my fate? Why couldn't I make a change? I knew that if I didn't, I'd be forced to continue down this path and that my wellness would continue to suffer. So I started looking at other job opportunities. I researched companies and tried to find something that fit my same pay and was more relaxed. Unfortunately, I had no luck. It became apparent that the design industry was just not in alignment with my overall values. The New York City mentality of get it done no matter what the cost is was a payment I was not willing to expend, not for the life that I wanted. It was a hard pill to swallow to realize that the career you chose and are now $100,000 in debt for isn't for you. So I started to think about my dream life and I started to connect with myself and ask myself, what were my talents? What was I genuinely passionate about? What got me excited to jump out of bed in the morning? And asking these questions and giving myself the honest space to reflect gave me clarity of what I should do in my life. There was no pressure to figure it out and apply to college. There was no expectation of making a certain amount of money. I just let myself dream. And with that space, I found the clarity of life coaching. After this enlightening discovery, I enrolled in a life coaching certification program and never looked back. While I kept my day job as a designer to financially support myself, I felt more peaceful knowing that I was taking empowered action to create the life that I wanted. I knew that sometime in the near future, things would be different. And from that moment on, things were different. I stopped caring about what people at my job thought about me. I stopped trying to people please. I stopped dressing for the role. I started being my true authentic self. And from there, I found myself actually thriving at work, doing well in fact, and being recognized for my efforts. Then the pandemic happened and forced my company to work from home. After a year of that, I decided to focus on my coaching business full time and said goodbye to that chapter of my life. My experience helped me to take a step back from the life I felt pressured to stay committed to, the life that I thought at 18 that I made for myself, and allowed myself to step into my authenticity on my own terms. Authenticity was the piece of the puzzle that I was missing from my job as an interior designer. It was the part that I never felt safe to explore for the fear of being fired, outcasted, and alone. So wherever you are along your career journey, know that if you're feeling like one person Monday to Friday and a completely different person on the weekends, if you feel anxious or unexcited to get up and go to work in the morning, it's definitely time to reflect on what you want. You don't want to look back on your life and realize you spent 1/3 of your life hating the work that you did. Work isn't supposed to deflate you. It's supposed to give you purpose and motivation and share your gifts with the world. It's never too late to make a change. For me, that meant exploring an entirely different career path. And to be honest, financially, yes, it is different. Starting a small business and being on your own is a completely different ballgame than the comfort of a corporate check with the benefits. But my overall wellness has never been better. As many of you know, I also work part-time at Orange Theory to help financially as I continue to grow my coaching business. And to me, there is no shame in that. I'm going to steal the quote from What Happens in Vegas and say that I'd rather do nothing and be happy than do something I know that I don't love. Not that I'm doing nothing, but in my case, I'd rather do anything else as long as it makes me happy than do something that I know makes me miserable. Even if that means financially things look different for a while. Maybe for you, it isn't a completely different career change. Maybe it's a change of jobs or moving to a different department. Maybe it's starting your own business. There are so many pathways, but I dare you to open your mindset up to the possibilities. Dream up your ideal work vision. Is it where you are now? Are you willing to do whatever it takes to make the dream your reality? Connect with yourself and challenge yourself to ask those tough questions that you've been avoiding. When you start feeling alive and passionate and motivated at work, you'll notice a huge shift in your relationship with yourself. Acknowledging that you may want something else, a different pathway than the path that you are on now, and being courageous enough to honor your present and future wants and desires elevates your self-love majorly. So don't limit yourself to a life of mediocrity. You're worthy of more, babe. You're worthy of a career that lets you genuinely share your talents and gifts and be appreciated for those things. I hope you enjoyed today's self-love conversation. If you did, be sure to subscribe to my channel to never make sure you're missing out on any of my videos. Also, be sure to follow me on Instagram at Philotia Coaching or online at philatiacoaching.com for more free self-love content. That's it for today. Until next time, remember, you are worthy of love. XOXO.